what are you waiting for? You know, that is like, at the end of the day, everybody has something that they're postponing. Everything, or that they would like to do, you know, or would be nice. And like at the end of the day, like what you said, at the end of the day, you're dead, right? So the success of that life was determined by, did you do the things that your heart wanted to do, wanted to experience? Nothing else matters apart from that.
Anarchy! Anarchy! I don't even know what that means, but I love it!
What's up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Money.
Your
What's
favorite
happening?
podcast.
Your favorite fucking podcast. We are sitting here with a good friend of ours, Cyrus Ramsamy. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, Ramsamy.
Ramsamy.
Whatever works.
It's a bit of a tongue twister, I'm not gonna lie.
It is a Friday. We record Before the Money on a Friday. It's beautiful. I love this routine we've got going. It's such a nice way to celebrate the week.
Before the Money Fridays. That's a good time.
It just flows off the tongue, hey?
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys know, everyone that's been listening for a period of time, you know that we're all ambitious, and that's kind of what we really look for in friends who we spend our time with. You know, doesn't matter. We're not partial. You can be interested in whatever you want to be interested in. We just love the ambition. So
It's the glue that holds us all together, essentially. That's
Yeah.
like why we all get along so well.
yeah, and that's all it takes. And we can all have, you know, constructive conversations about different ideas, and you know, I feel like there's a mutual respect there. But anyway, I digress. So that's kind of going to be the topic of this situation. So Cyrus, we've only known you about 6 months or so, give or take.
If
probably
that.
not
If
even that.
that.
2
Yeah.
months.
But it was love at first sight, and that comes back to
Mutual.
yeah, that comes back to the ambition side of things. So how are you doing, brother? How are you at the moment?
I'm good. I mean, we're out of lockdown now.
Yeah, thank
touch
the
wood.
Lord.
Touch wood. But you know, I'm doing better than a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. We only really had it for a fucking very brief period of time here on the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people doing worse.
Yeah, way worse. Way worse. And so, what do you do outside of lockdown? Why are you excited to be out of lockdown?
What
buddy?
do I fill my time with?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I guess I don't really have a day job. My day job would be modeling.
Yeah.
Career I never really saw myself in until probably the last 2 years, if that.
Mhm.
But I've dived straight in and I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic.
It is good to have that freedom.
It's
hey?
pretty cool industry to be in. You meet a lot of cool people. You see
So
a
many
lot of cool
creatives,
stuff.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, exactly right. That's that connection. Yeah, so you started modeling with LSKD. You know, they're a big brand. Started on the Gold Coast, Loose Kid Industries, and you kind of, like you just alluded to briefly there. You didn't have plans to step into the modeling industry. Like the opportunity kind of found you, and you've ran with it. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about how you got started into it, LSKD, that kind of stuff.
100%. And just for a bit of background, I always wanted to be an architect, so
Yeah.
completely different.
Did
but
you go to
yeah.
uni at all for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 2 years, 2 and a bit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So what? Sorry, I know we're ditching the original.
bad.
stuff.
Yeah,
No,
one
that's-
question
No,
to
my
make.
That's good. You're doing our job for us. That's what we need that sometimes. What made you not finish that? Because I did 6 months of uni, and then I didn't finish it.
I think, like you guys would know, you build something up to be how you want it to be in your head. And then I got in there and I did it and I was like, this isn't my idea of what it was. This
Mhm.
isn't what I want to be anymore. So I really built up that idea of what it was going to be like, what my life was going to be like with that. And it just didn't make it up to my standards, I guess.
Yeah.
The first time that I went to uni to study environmental planning because that was going to be my bridging course into architecture.
There we go.
But when I was in the planning course, they were talking about how like we should stay in planning because out of uni there's so much more opportunity starting up, because the thing that I struggled with a lot with trying to go into architecture is like a lot of architects don't make a lot of money until they have their own firm,
Yeah.
and that can take a long ass time.
Reputation. Yeah.
So you gotta love it, and I
Yeah.
realized I didn't love it. And I was
You're
like,
just
"Nah."
working for a regular wage until you own your own
Yeah.
firm, you know.
100%, yeah.
drawing somebody else's stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we all have like the vision of what we imagine the best case scenario to be, and that's what gets us excited to put in the effort in the first place. But
Very true.
oftentimes that is warped by what we would idealistically like it to be, you know. And it takes exposure to understand that, you know. I went in and did a business and creative media, 6 months of it, and same kind of thing. Just I feel like stepping into a university environment, to me that was like stepping into a job in the system.
Mm.
You know, the
It's
way
enough,
it
yeah.
all
Yeah.
ran. So that was enough of a taste for me, and I ran, you know. I
It's-
sprinted.
It's whether it's worth it for you though, because I feel like the same thing comes into everything you choose to do. There's always going to
Mhm.
be a moment where, like, when I decided that I wanted to make music, there was a point that I was like, this is going to be really hard. Is it worth it? Do you
Mm.
want to apply that time? And then
And a lot of
back to the
time. Yeah.
back to learning architecture, when I realized what the job was going to be, that's when I realized I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's like what you're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
100%,
So when you lost the love for architecture, was there anything else that took your attention, or were you just kind of like, okay, what now?
Yes and no. I'd always, everyone's got that thing in the back of their head that they're like, oh, in another world, that'd be me.
Mm-hmm. What's that for you?
For me, that's just personal brand and
Mhm.
just being able to have that freedom to pretty much go in any avenue that you want. If
Mhm.
I wake up tomorrow and say, I want to do this, I want to be able to, set foot on
Yeah.
that path
Yeah.
and
Very
go do
true.
that.
It's like a lot of name power.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I feel like that's the way that it's going. Especially like I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast last night, and he was talking with anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm so horrible when at recalling the guest names. And he was basically just talking about how we don't necessarily idolize celebrities like the traditional celebrities, like the movie stars. Yeah, they've still got a place, but a person in their bedroom with millions of TikTok followers somewhat has just as much influence these days.
Yeah.
You know, like,
super relevant.
or
and
the
how-
YouTubers as well. That's like a big one. Like YouTubers are the movie stars. You know, like Jake Paul, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, like he's so much bigger in terms of his influence than fucking Pamela Anderson.
What would you call these new, it's like a new breed
Yeah,
of celebrity.
It is.
And
Yeah.
I kind of want to say no, it's not an influencer, but it is.
It
It's
is,
like a
it's-
large scale influencer.
Yeah, it's an influencer to the core of what that
Mm.
term was coined for, but it's just in a different realm, and it's really interesting because so much. Like you can look at every part of life at the moment. It's like, whoa, that has dramatically changed the last 10
yeah.
years. Where like MSN, like
Oh,
you guys
rest
remember
in
that?
peace.
Back in the
MSN.
day.
BRB dinner. Legit.
GTG.
Oh, that's when I got my flirting game straight up. MSN.
Oh yeah, you had to have that shit
Yeah.
on lock. I remember having you got your bio line, and you could put people's names in it and shit, and you
Oh.
use that. You're like,
the
oh,
ultimate power play.
this is the
Flex.
biddy that I'm chatting up right
Yeah.
now.
Or best friends on MySpace.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's fun.
biffles.
Did they
Fuck
have
yeah.
emojis back then? When?
Oh, they had little
MSN
gifs.
was the
Yeah.
start of
Was the
emoji,
start,
but
yeah.
they kind of died off, I think, and then came back
yeah,
with
it
Apple.
came back hard.
But because
Well-
I remember you could somebody could put send you a little you press B, and instead of the letter B, there's
Yeah.
an actual B or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
can just straight copy that. You could just be add that to my library as
Mm.
well. So
And
yeah.
also as well, like, you guys remember clip art in Word?
Oh,
Those like the first
Yes.
fucking emojis, bro.
Word
yes.
Yeah, legit. So what we were talking about, you're talking about you left in personal brand. So personal brand, I feel like that's somewhat of a
bit vague.
but it is and it isn't, because you the whole purpose of that is to be vague. Like you're focusing
Right,
on
yeah.
like in this day and age, it is a whole business to be working on yourself, working on your image, creating content nonetheless to put it out there. Like that is a full-time job. And I understand what you're saying in the sense, like with a strong personal brand, that's almost like a pendulum that allows you
Yeah.
to, I'll start a beer company, I'll start a clothing brand, I might start a podcast,
Yeah.
sell a course. Like all these things require influence. So if you build like you can reverse engineer it. Some people get they get influence through success in business or sport or music. But building up the personal brand in the beginning just seems to make sense. And that's what a lot of, people are talking about these days.
It's cool 'cause there's so many different avenues that you can be an influencer in now too. Like now you can start a gaming account and earn money for people to watch you
And
play
lots
games.
of money. Lots of money.
Yeah. That'll lead me on to a question I have for you. So, being this influencer personality that we're talking about, and you can dip into wherever you would like to go. Think of yourself like 10 years from now. What's something that you would like to be making money for
what
doing?
What field? I love that. One thing, and I feel like it's not an obvious answer, so I'll give you guys this one. But I've always wanted like a household item or just a household product, like not necessarily something to utilize, but more of an art piece.
Like decor.
That would be so cool to just have my name behind that.
Yeah, okay. And that's
Yeah,
really
that's
fucking
cool.
with if you've got influence as well, people find that shit very, very cool.
Yeah.
You just have it like you have it in your own home. You're like, I made this.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I made 3 more of them too. You sell them all for like $1 million each or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Are you well versed in the world of NFTs? Do you know
Oh,
much about that?
Look, I know the very surface,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And
that would be awesome.
it's crazy. Have you guys heard of the NFT horse racing? Like the
Yeah, I did. You can
Mm.
like buy these fucking horses
you
and
buy
like
your horse.
actually bet on it and shit.
yeah.
It's nuts.
It's absolutely wicked. And there's like races that run constantly.
It's the next realm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
exactly right.
awesome.
It's the next realm, and people are making serious money. There are people that are like digital horse trainers. They make their money and because you breed with them, so you got to like figure out what distance your horse performs well at, and be like, okay, this is a middle distance horse. I want to put it to a middle distance stallion, blah blah blah. And there's different gradings and bloodlines, bro. It is literally the real
nuts.
horse world, but digital. And they can have a baby, and then 2 minutes later be racing again.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then the babies
quick
can start
turnaround.
racing as soon as you name them. Then they can put them to fucking
Just
work.
go make my money
yeah.
back. I watched a thing the other day about I don't know how this comes together, so I don't know if it's a company that makes it and then approaches like the cryptocurrency, but you can like mine cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
There's apparently something coming where it's just like an open world, like kind of like hunting game almost. It's like Monster Hunter. So you have this character and you kit them out with all this gear, and you go around hunting these different beasts in this world that they've created, and you are essentially mining Ethereum. So the game gives you
Oh.
Ethereum in return.
That's awesome.
And
For
then you
killing
can
things?
and then you go finding different loot and stuff, and then you can sell them trade them with people for better loot,
Yeah.
different loot, or Ethereum as well. And Ethereum is what it's based off and what they've
That's
built it
interesting.
in.
So in order to mine crypto, you're essentially solving math problems. So I wonder if they've worked it into the game. So you fulfilling a problem
Yeah.
in the game equates to a math problem that's been solved.
I have no idea how it works. So
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we were just talking about it this afternoon. Like, crypto is changing the game. It is changing the game. Like, if you think about it, I think there's a country in Asia that is now made it like their national currency.
it's like they've just gone
Yeah.
completely crypto.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's so efficient.
It's nuts.
Anyway, we digressed many layers.
How do you feel about crypto?
I mean, I've got my own portfolio. Shout out to Cardano, Ada. No, I think it's awesome.
It's been a good week for Cardano.
Yeah, it has been. It makes sense,
Mm.
right? Like,
And what I like about it as well, there's so many different avenues that they solve. So it's
Yeah.
not going to be like it spreads so far past currency.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that trips people up a little bit, because the way I like to explain it is like think of it more like the .com boom. They are a bunch of tech companies solving problems in the real world, but they just use the technology of cryptocurrency. But there's infinite possibility for the way that we can use this technology. And when people talk about autonomous societies, that is not possible without the blockchain, which is what cryptocurrency is built on. So, cryptocurrency is already involved in our life.
It's the future.
It's the future. If like you're with any of the banks in Australia that you can now transfer money instantly, congratulations, you're part of the blockchain.
Yeah, because that's what facilitates
Yeah.
that transaction.
Yeah,
So,
straight up,
like-
it's happening already, and it's in a lot. Traffic systems in the United States are being assisted by blockchain technology, and like it's spreading rapidly. But yeah, so you've that was one of the things that we spoke about the first time we met. Hey.
Yeah, we we went off on a tangent on that.
Yeah, we went. I think we walked like fucking 20 k's.
Yeah, it was a good 40-minute walk.
Yeah, it was solid. Yeah, we were chatting for quite a while. But just for a little bit of context, I reached out to Cyrus, however long ago it was, because I was looking for a model for the new Humanity collection that just dropped on Wednesday. Wednesday just passed a couple of days ago. Yeah, if you're on
Squat.
Instagram, we're all repping it except for Cyrus.
I got the collars on.
He's looking good though. Whatever he's got going on, it's working. But yeah, so I reached out to Cyrus. I'm like, he looks like a nice guy. Had the look that I was searching for in terms of like aesthetic, and we just hit it off. We met in Rafiki by the Sea in Nobby's.
Yeah.
Is that Nobby's? Yeah, Mermaid.
Nobbies.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah,
Something about
Nobbies.
that.
Yeah, Nobbies.
But
Miami.
what really interested me about you is there's this idea, right? When you're up and coming, no matter what field you're in, there is a certain amount of things that you have to do that have no pay, they have no immediate benefit, they are just to put yourself in the moment for opportunities to open up. And that was one thing that you understood very, very clearly. Because I find with some people that I talk to, they miss the free opportunities because they're not willing to do anything without immediate reward.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no
They want to get
sacrifice.
paid right there, right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're thinking about hundreds when you're thinking about
Yeah,
multi-thousands.
and it goes well beyond payment. Like for instance, a lot of new people wouldn't do stuff for a small company because they're like, oh no, I only bother working with people with 50,000 followers because I want the exposure. There's no point me doing it for a 3,000 follower business. If that
Like,
makes sense.
But
you
that's
know?
how you get there. You gotta like be
Relationships, yeah.
with them, the growth. Like you can get in early with
Yeah.
someone as they start, and give them your service free of charge, and then when they make it because of that or they succeed, they're gonna keep you on. They're gonna give you a very nice piece of that because you were there
Yeah.
through you're part of the
Yeah.
fam.
That's it. Like ROI, return on investment, doesn't always have to be monetary.
No.
Like I've gotten friends, really good friends, lifelong friends out of it. We're all in that same mindset together. So that's my return as well.
Exactly. And it's like refining the craft of whatever you're doing as well.
100%.
Like I personally, I look at any opportunity to take photos of something, design something. Like I look at that of like as well. I love doing those things. It's a passion of mine, but also I look at that as a opportunity for me to practice.
Yeah.
And that for me is addictive. That
like
is
the
super
gym.
addictive. Yeah, exactly. You're just addicted to wanting to improve whatever has caught your focus for that week.
I
Yeah.
think it's awesome to be a part of a group that's like moving as well. Like
Yeah.
everybody's doing their thing and everybody's moving forward in their thing, and that momentum just leaks out.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get involved with this group, and then you're like, fuck, well, all right, everyone's fucking planning and making moves. What's my next move? And then and it pushes. I find that a lot of it, the energy behind the group pushes me forward. It's like, yeah, like I want to add to the momentum of the group in the ways that I can.
Yeah,
100%. We all bounce off each other.
it's fun to discuss as well.
Mhm.
Very, very fun. Like that's part of what I don't know. That's part of what's really helped boost a lot of us the last couple of months. Hey,
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
100%.
the group
yeah.
in a massive way, and like it's good. Like you've come down to quite a few Before the Money episodes. Like
Yeah.
to people that
Too good.
have listened, we usually get our guests, like our people in the booth, to chime in. Cyrus's name has been mentioned many times, and it was also cool because we had this discussion, Reese, right? Very shortly after, it was the day I met you, actually. The day I met you, I was like, we're filming a podcast tonight. Come down.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And we were like, and we're still dealing with it. We have a long streak of people flaking. I think it's just, I don't know whether it's a Gold Coast thing. Like,
I think it's just a 2021 thing.
I think
Human
so.
behavior.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I can decide what plan I actually want to follow through with an hour before.
Yeah.
Or not even. But and we're like, I invited him down. He's a really cool guy. We'll see if he shows up. Turns up, right? And we couldn't get rid of him. He came to like fucking 6 consecutive episodes. So hanging around like a bad smell. But yeah, that's what I also really liked. And as soon as you showed up that afternoon, I was like, this, he has a really good attitude, and I really enjoyed spending time with him. And we've been fucking very close since.
That's all it takes too, is like, the finite currency that we can't get more of right now is time. And then, so I take it as from someone like, we don't know each other, but you've gone out of your way to spend your time around me. I'm like, that's how you're choosing to use your finite resource.
Yeah.
That instantly,
Damn.
you're one of the boys. You're the homie. Like,
Damn.
What made you come down?
Like, I'm big on human connection, and so are you guys. Like, it's super obvious. And something like your message. So, little background. He messaged me on Instagram. Hey man, do you want to come grab coffee? No other context. That was it. Like, I don't know this dude's background, but yeah, fuck it, why not?
Just trying to
Of course,
get
I
in.
want to grab coffee. Yeah, like I was
Slide
like,
in them DMs.
yo, Zoe, like, this guy cool? No.
You want any candy, little boy?
And that's also like that's all it takes. But it's for some people that's a really hard thing to do, to be like, hey, let's make this happen.
I don't know if
That makes sense.
Society thinks it's not accepted, but it is so accepted. Why can't people just meet new people?
And it makes your fucking day when somebody reaches out like that. You're like,
100%.
holy shit.
Yeah.
They came out of their way to approach me. Like,
That's it.
it makes your day. You want it to happen, but then nobody else follows it on.
That's the hard part. The amount of times you meet people like out and about, or when you're out drinking or something, and you really connected, so you thought, and then you just never
let's
see
catch
them
up.
again.
Yeah.
But that's like social anxiety down to a T though. Like, that's
too,
fear
that
of
too.
rejection.
Yeah.
So everyone doesn't want to reach out. You want to reach out, but then you also like, what if I reach out and they're not keen? Now I look stupid.
That's true. Then they're like, did I read that wrong? And
Yeah.
it's sad as well. Like, fucking hell, why can't people just not care?
I had a mate. I went up to see one of my good friends, up in Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, and then he was telling me how he met this dude, and they bonded over the fact that they both enjoy marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dude invited my friend back to his house on a later date. They're like, "Oh, grab your details." They organized to hang out with each other. And then he was saying it was just like a stoner date. Like, they just went to his place, got hella stoned, played games. It was
So
sick.
good.
They had food. But he was like telling it to me as in this like, I kind of like feel weird about it. Like, is that weird? And I was like, no, dude, that's what everybody fucking wants.
Yeah.
It's just like there's not enough people around that have the balls to go and make it happen. And that's why you feel weird about it, because like you haven't done that with anybody for a long ass time.
Yeah, true.
And you don't hear about people doing that shit very much. I love this story of how Ridley and Riaz met each other. It was like they were on their
They're
break at uni.
the guitar player and the drummer
Drummer from
the Ropes band.
They were also recorded Electric Sugar. Let's
Yeah,
go.
continue.
But yeah, Ridley was saying that they went they're at uni and they're in the smokers area, and Ridley just looked over at Riaz and he's like, "Oh, it looks like he smokes cones." And went over, he's like, "Bro, do you want to come back to one?" And then that's how they met each other, and now like they in a fucking dope ass band
Yeah,
together.
I remember him telling me that. Hey?
Yeah. Funny how it brings people together, eh?
Yeah, because it's a good segue into what we kind of segued from what you were saying. You can kind of. Was that English? Was
I
that
mean, I
fucking
can't-
English?
I can't-
segue.
Depends what you're about to say is
Yeah,
whether I
true.
followed that or not.
So that's a good segue back into what we segued away from what you were saying before. You can definitely read people's energy pretty clearly, like even from across the room, you know, and like that story, like you were just saying, you can tell who you can reach out to. I don't know how to explain that, but you can tell who wants to be talked to, and you know who thinks they're like 10 foot taller than everyone else.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, we kind of changed topic a little bit, but yeah, you were talking something about energy and
Yeah,
people.
like everyone's got that subconscious.
Hmm.
And it's like I don't know what it is.
There's the subconscious feeling you get, you know.
You just know.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this dude's on my level. This dude's,
Hmm.
with the right attitude. And that was exactly it. Mind you, like, I didn't have any other context. All I knew was this guy just wanted to grab coffee with me.
Yeah.
That was it. But, I took the risk. I went there. Not physical risk.
No.
And it paid off.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple thing. Hop in your car, go there. But everyone's got these mental barriers. Like, oh my
You
God,
just
like,
never know what it can turn
why
into.
does he want to catch up for coffee? Like, who is this guy?
You only need a tiny bit.
Yeah, true. Actually, I didn't think.
But I
about
dropped
that.
all that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's cool because like sometimes when I reach out to people, they don't respond.
Yeah.
You know, that happens
Mm.
more time than it doesn't.
I
So-
think it can be intimidating too if you are someone who's maybe a little bit socially anxious, and then somebody who like you don't know reaches out to you and extends that hand, as in like, hey, let's go have a coffee. You're like, fuck, so intimidated by that person because you could never do that.
I suppose. But you guys might have just heard the alarm go off. We need to step away from the interlude. Then we're going to come back
Adjust.
with a brand new segment. So
Yeah,
I'll tell
actually,
you
I'm keen for
after
this
the
one.
break.
I'm
It's
excited.
going to be interesting. Peace.
Rolling, motherfuckers.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Thank you for waiting around. We are back from the very brief interlude. And the game that we had teased is... So, if anyone's familiar with the YouTube show Hot Wings, I fucking love it. It's hilarious.
So they got a good thing going over there. It's a really good idea.
Yes, basically there's 12 buffalo wings in ascending order of spiciness up to like death fucking sauce, and they chat about things, and it's pretty hilarious seeing
it's
people's
good.
response. So they have a segment where they find an Instagram post and they just ask for the expanded story. So we've screenshotted a couple of posts, and let's give a little bit of a backstory to what the post was, what you're up to.
Because you've
And-
been through some phases. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what stood out at me when I looked back. I was like, oh, okay. We know this Cyrus. Who's this?
Yeah, we
Who's
when
this
we were
one?
going back through the
That guy.
archives today, like, even like your long hair as well.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah, that was the glory days.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right,
Crazy
let's get it
mob.
done. So, image number 1. What is it? Describe it for the listeners.
Splendid 2018. my
2018.
first festival. Yeah, man.
That's going back.
That's
So-
like my
so what is
first
it-
festival.
What does that photo look like? And so that's you and 2 other mates on the grass.
Yeah,
at Splendor?
that's my good mate Mitch Petter and my other good mate Lewis Hassam. Shout out, boys.
So your first Splendor. I know my first.
What year
Splendor.
was it?
Yeah.
2018. Yeah, it was a late bloomer for me.
Shit. And so how was your first Splendor?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd been dating Zoe like a year, and she'd been to like 6 or 7 prior. So she's like, "Yeah, we're going." Booked it. Good group of friends, and it was such a good lineup that year. I don't know if you guys went.
Who was in the lineup?
We had Kendrick Lamar on the last night. We
Yeah,
had
I went that.
So was that
No,
one
yeah.
had like Miguel,
The mic isn't on.
Oh, yeah, I can't even remember too well.
Khalid as well in the first night? Because I went to
Who?
the first night of one. It was Miguel and Khalid in.
Yeah, I remember Khalid playing.
I
Yeah.
think that was 2018 as well.
Mhm.
That does ring.
That would
a
have been
bell.
my first
Yeah.
one as well.
That was
Fuck.
the last one I went to.
Shit.
Yeah.
We were all there.
Yeah, shit. Oh,
Holy
damn. That's
shit. Wild.
Damn.
Alright,
That
there we
was
go.
my first time trying MDMA
True.
Yeah.
at that
fuck.
Splendor. Yeah,
2018.
I didn't do MDMA the first couple of times I went. I
Mm.
didn't really do drugs till later in life.
Yeah, neither. My first experience with MDMA was 20. I don't know, like 2020 Halloween. Nah, it would have been 19 actually,
Mhm.
because we were in lockdown 2020. So 19 Halloween MDMA first time, very late bloomer.
It's great fun.
I got the most cringy fucking video of me where I'm just like there feeling the best I've ever felt in my life,
Yeah.
probably. Oh, it's really, good time.
It is hilarious. So that was your first Splendor. And
Yeah.
is there any stories for that night?
No, it wasn't too crazy
tame?
for us.
Yeah.
Were you fried there? Because you look it a little bit.
Oh yeah, man. So
the pants as well? So striped pants, the Doc
Yeah.
Marten boots.
Indian motorcycle top,
Yeah, no,
flame socks.
you nailed the brief. You
Yeah.
fucking crushed it.
Oh, I
Alright.
smashed it. I smashed
So,
it.
Image number 2. Explain
Right
the
here
visual.
on this lounge.
Oh,
Yeah, good get up.
that was the first night, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
That was the
Numero
first night you
uno.
came.
either the first or second.
I remember watching that. I was standing like right here
Mm.
when that picture was
Yeah.
taken.
So
I remember
he's
watching
sitting
you
on the
take that.
Before the Money couch in Electric Studios, taken by
That
myself.
couch
That was the first
exactly.
night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. On the first Before the Money, I'm pretty sure. Epic. So yeah, there's no need to extrapolate on that. You guys already heard the story before. This is a more recent post.
That was a
What
good
is it?
night. Yeah, that was when me, you, Reese, we were out just shooting. I don't know if we'd planned it. It felt impromptu, but it worked out so well.
It was pretty winged in the moment.
Yeah, we were just getting
Got
shots.
some cool stuff there.
Yeah, then we went and got ramen. So we shot around the studio for a bit. Yeah, and that was I think for one of our sales we did that.
Yeah.
What, a month ago?
That was the 70% off one.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, time feels like it's moving so quickly, but then when you reflect back on it, it's like fuck. We haven't actually traveled that far of a distance, you know. Before the Money is
Yeah.
only just ticked over 4 months old.
That's just
It doesn't make
wild.
sense.
That's crazy.
No,
man.
it doesn't at all.
Feels like it's been running for years. All right, so last image.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. That was one of my... Actually, I wasn't signed then. That was prior to me signing with my agency. But that was one of my big photo shoots. Well, I think it was a 7-hour campaign shooting
Mhm.
for LSKD. And I was so intimidated because we had Gemma, we had Olivia Mathers, both huge on
Yeah,
Instagram.
massive names.
Yeah, man. So I was like, oh my god, I'm the little guy. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit! But it was such a good day. We had like a full team there, maybe 10 or so of us.
Yeah, wow.
Subway for lunch, everything. And the funny thing was, my friend, who's the content creator who organized that shoot for me, he's like, yeah, man, we're all meeting at 6 a.m. at this studio in Brisbane. So I'm up at friggin' 3:40 a.m. getting ready because I've got I pre-plan everything. I'm like, I gotta leave at this time, be ready by this time. I get there and they're like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, I'm here like 6 a.m. They're like, no, the models aren't coming till 8 a.m. So I'm fucking
Yeah.
2 hours early. I'm like, no.
Hey, early bird
But-
gets the worm.
But yeah, it was a
Yeah,
big
like
day.
game.
Big day, but such a good day. Such a good day.
Yeah, amazing. And was that like so you said that was like your first kind of major shoot?
Yeah, it was one of the more like yeah, it was a pretty good focus campaign because it was for the Black Friday sale. So
Yeah.
it was like pretty big.
So
Yeah.
what do you kind of like what do you think has taught you the most in terms of modeling and stuff? Because you're very comfortable in front of the camera,
Yeah.
you know how to position yourself and stuff like that. Did you learn that from the photographers you worked with? Did you just learn it through practice? Like,
It's definitely a mix of everything. Like it's like we've said before, it's just exercising that muscle memory. And like even now, I'll just intuitively know that there's a brand on the left pocket of my pants that I need to highlight. So I'll stand in a certain pose to highlight that. And again, it's just repetition. But in my first shoot, I was just learning off the other guy model, trying to copy poses off of him. Had no idea what I was doing.
Photographers are pretty good too. They give you a
Yeah,
lot of
they'll
tips,
lead you. Yeah.
which is sick. And then I also find social media, like you just
The
see
best,
it a lot of people posing now. So
Pinterest as well.
and
and Instagram. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, literally. Because I've found it very helpful to build out a little bit of a mood board before going into any creative endeavor. Just makes
That
it so
too,
much
yeah.
easier because one thing that I find is whenever I'm working on something, my idea in the beginning versus my idea at the end,
Yeah.
most of the time are worlds apart. You know,
Mm.
whereas if you have when you have a mood board, you can put all your energy into a pre-decided idea
Yeah.
and perfect that.
Yeah.
Foundation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rather than put effort into trying to figure out what the idea is throughout the process.
Just guess it's working smarter.
Yeah. Because it's mental
Maybe.
cues, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's way more directed as well. Like you're saying, the first portion of your project is going to be figuring out where it's going. But if
Mm.
you've got the mood board, which are very easy and like super addictive to build once you
Yeah.
start doing it,
Yeah.
then you already know basically where it's gonna be. Like you're looking at it, but I guess you fill in your touch on it as well.
Yeah.
But you can already see it.
So, like, there's lots of different ways to build a personal brand. And there is lots of different kind of reasons that people are drawn to you as a personal brand. So, what is your thought process behind that? How are you going about it? Because I feel like everyone here is trying to build a personal brand.
Yeah,
Like it's,
we all are, aren't we? Deep
Yeah.
down. Like,
you know, it's something that is vital in this world, especially when you're wanting to, you know, not also just have a successful career, but we are all having successful career that we have to build. We have to construct this career because we're not following
You're
a
not working
route.
for somebody.
Yeah, we're not following a pre-built route. You know, we are constructing it. And like that, it's a popular thing these days. Like there's entrepreneurship is the hottest thing around right now,
Yeah,
which is
trend.
fantastic because that's so many people that are individuals, and it's turning into an economy of individuals. But what I'm saying is, what do you have any ideas of what that personal brand looks like? What you would like it to look like? Like,
yeah, it's a good
it's
question.
a big question.
It's a big question. It's a big
Let's
question.
discuss it.
Do I have a black and white, this is how it's going to look? No, but
What kind of access would you like to have? That's probably an easier question.
Yeah, okay. Good question. Really good question. Well, like bring it back to the industry that I work in. I work with so many insanely creative people, and I just want that ability to reach out to anyone and be like, "Hey, you're into this. Do you want to start this endeavor with me?"
Yeah.
Like,
Have a network.
I've had this idea brewing.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing for me is just networking, and that's kind of ingrained into me now. Just building relationships and client base.
Yeah.
So I really want that freedom and just that leverage on my behalf to reach out to people and be like, hey, I want you on my team. I want you on my team. I want you on my team. Instead of being the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying. Because then, like, things become a lot easier. Because the one thing that I find is, like, can't wait till I'm at that stage where it's like, hey, I'm not the best at videography, but
That's
I
it.
can work with the best.
Yeah.
You know, so the ideas
Exactly.
translate because, you know, they're the expert. But when you're in the beginning, you have to play every role.
That's it.
You know, which is tiring and it's uninspiring because you don't like all the different roles you have to play.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that make you procrastinate, you
Mhm.
know? So I get what you're
100%.
saying there, like, but also when you're in the beginning, people don't see the vision.
That's it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's hard. You got to put in the miles doing the stuff that you don't want to do till people jump on board, and it's worth it for them to invest as well, I guess.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was saying. You want that leverage. Like you don't want to feel like you're out of service to them.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh, so that's interesting. So, like, it's a hard question to answer as well because it is so
Yeah.
vague. It's like,
Like
what's
I don't
life's
have
purpose?
this. Yeah, I can't really paint a perfect.
What is
picture
the
for you.
meaning of life? Yeah, but it's interesting. Like, without a meaning, like, I don't know. I feel like working towards a goal like that, like, question, right? Is this like generation too obsessed with work and success?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own idea of success, but like you said, you know, everyone wants to be that entrepreneur. Everyone wants to be like a business owner, but some people, you know, might not have general interest in that or might not be cut out for it. So I think a lot of people do idolize it, which isn't a bad thing by
Yeah.
any means. But yeah, it's a good question.
Well, everyone has their different idea of success, but
Mm.
I'd say like on a whole, the bar of what is successful is so much higher that you kind of have to be obsessed to
Mhm.
attain it now. Like, gone are the days where you're probably gonna make one fucking track out of like one time, make one track. You're gonna hit the mark. Like, it can happen, but that's a very
Yeah.
low possibility.
So the chances of that happening have increased, but at the same time, the added accessibility has made you compete against so many more people.
Yeah.
The competition, you're competing with everybody now.
Yeah, no more
Like, not even
gatekeepers.
just like your area,
Mm.
because that's how it would have been. Like, you just got to succeed in your area as long as you're the top.
And
of
you work
that,
up in
then-
stages then, you know? like-
Yeah.
Mm.
But now you're competing like globally.
yeah.
Everybody can access any song from anywhere at any time.
Yeah,
So
it's a global scene.
fanship is just, it's not localized anymore.
Yeah.
Just
So we've got about 10 minutes left, so let's move towards a wrap up. If you could put anything on a billboard,
Ooh.
I can't remember where I heard this one from, but if you could put anything on a billboard, where would the billboard be and what would the billboard display?
I didn't think of the where would it be part.
Yeah.
Shit.
Good one. Do you have one, Reese?
Fuck no.
I'm trying to brew one up.
Right.
Hey.
I think I know what I'd put on it. I don't
Nice.
know why. I just resonate with this quote so hard in my life.
Yeah.
There's Tyler the Creator talking about like ultimately you have to be selfish. Like, you have to do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, when you're dying, like, you die. You go into yourself. It's you at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's
And
you
so
at
it's
the
like,
beginning and it's you at the end.
you gotta be true to yourself in the way that you move, because at the end of the day, family's good and everything's good,
Yeah.
but when you die, that's you.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
put that on it.
Mm.
I have no
Yeah.
fucking idea where I'd put it. I'd hit Elon up, because apparently he's about to start putting billboards up in space. So
Oh,
That's so
space.
crazy. I was
there-
just
there we
thinking
go.
that. But why the fuck would you put a billboard in space?
How fucking much money would you be able to charge to do that? Because like, you put up a billboard in a city and you get like that kind of eye line.
But
Mm.
who can
But
see it? From
You put it up in space. It doesn't even have to be like, it'd be massive. But like, if you just got
Headlines
like a little
everywhere.
Coca-Cola thing, you just
Yeah.
look up, like, you see the moon and there's
Tiny,
like a
like,
Coke sign or
Coca-Cola.
something.
Oh, imagine like
It doesn't have
a-
like, it could be like an eighth of the size of how we see the moon, and you'd still be able to see it.
yeah.
But they probably wouldn't go that small. I reckon
Yeah.
they go to like maybe a quarter of the size of the moon, just like a little square.
Fuck
Coca-Cola.
me dead.
That's
I
where
will-
I'd put it.
I would shed a tear if I looked up at the sky and saw a
Coca-Cola,
Coca-Cola.
just like
billboard.
Oh my.
I would genuinely
done.
shed a tear. It's making me like a little bit upset right now.
I think that, when they start popping signs up in space, we can really see where this civilization's head's at.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what
everything's
You
real
can't just
estate.
put
yeah.
anything up
Everything's
there.
real estate.
you're broadcasting this to the masses.
Yeah. Oh, exactly right. And like that's one thing that we've really realized, especially the last two, well, it's always been the case, but we've really seen it this last 2 years, is like the marketing revenue that platforms get is the most important thing,
Mm.
and so they skew whatever they need to make sure that whoever's paying that money is not upset.
Yeah.
And that's search engines, that's YouTube, that's the news, that's Twitter, that's everything. That's everything. Facebook, all these things. Like, they depend on revenue from advertising. And who spends the most on advertising? Big companies that don't
Yeah.
want information spread. So that's really like, as soon as they start to put shit in space, then that just takes these worldly problems into space.
Yeah.
Like,
How
we're just gonna
much-
spread the human disease.
How fucking trippy will it be when they're fucking got QR codes and shit? Just
You're like in a
dip
star
into the
sign.
sky and just like QR codes.
You won't even need to.
Seriously.
Your eye will just automatically scan it
Yeah.
and connect it to your Neuralink.
That's fucking gnarly. And I tell you what, this is just because everybody's fucking going on about the Joe Rogan podcast with the chick with North Korea, though,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Good
these North
episode.
Koreans, like, they're going to build a dome so they can't see the advertising that's flying through the fucking sky.
Bro.
How fucking trippy is that? They're all going to be like,
Yeah. What's Coca-Cola?
the fuck you did?
Oh shit. So, where were we when we got sidetracked with that?
We were trying to wrap up somehow.
Yeah, we were trying to wrap up.
Yeah, it was Billboard.
yeah.
I know what it'd have.
Yeah,
I
what's
worked it
what's
out.
your
Yeah.
I played off Reese's.
Yeah.
Lil, I kind of stole your idea.
That's fine. I'll put it
No,
out.
I'd have We're All Gonna Die one day.
Yeah, I like that.
Pretty simple.
I like mine's
Did you, have you
something.
thought about where?
No, I couldn't think where. I was thinking like Times Square, somewhere public.
Mm.
Get it
Or
in
maybe
some
in
movies
nature.
if it's in Times Square.
Maybe just in an open field.
Yeah, mine was probably simple and like I just like what are you waiting for? You know, that is
Yeah.
like the end of the day,
Mm.
everybody has something that they're postponing.
Mm.
Everything or that they would like to do, you know, or would be nice. And like at the end of the day, like what you said, at the end of the day you're dead, right? So the success of that life was determined by did
Mm.
you do the things that your heart wanted to do, wanted to
Mhm.
experience. Nothing else matters apart from that.
Just gotta live it.
You know?
I guess as cringy as it is, it just comes back down to
That's
that old
it,
fucking
though.
famous saying,
That's it.
YOLO.
Yeah.
Oh, as the famous
Can
monk
I switch
once
my
said,
billboard? No.
YOLO.
What year was that? That was
Shit.
like 2013.
I would make mine really minimal as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of the Apple campaign, 1997 Apple campaign, Think Different. So just very, very minimal. And they had, I remember seeing this big billboard. It was just white with like sans serif font in the center.
Yes.
Think Different. And I just look at that. I'm like,
Yes.
Just YOLO.
yeah, just YOLO, exactly. Big white
Comic
canvas.
Sans.
In like no capital letters either. Lowercase. Yeah.
Low key.
Just as common man as possible. You know. Fantastic. So, Cyrus, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been a long time
Thank you for
coming.
having me. I've always been behind that screen, so it's nice to be
Yeah.
here and
In
present.
front of the cam.
Yeah.
How
What-
was your experience?
It was awesome. Loved it.
Floor is yours, bro. What do you
Yeah.
got going
You
on?
don't have to jump out of your skin like that. You know, just jump out of it.
Yeah.
That's just hold on. That's just stop recording.
He's died.
Guys, bye.
Alright, so
Where were we at?
We were basically at a point where I was giving. Yeah. So basically,
yeah,
I just
yeah,
said, what you've got going on. So just like plug anything you want.
Yeah.
Floor's yours.
Good call.
Our audience is your audience. What's going on?
I'm gonna just plug my Instagram. That's all I got right now.
Mhm.
It's just Cyrus Ramsamy. CYRAS.
That's
You'll figure out the rest.
Ram Sammy.
Not
Ram
Ramsey. You
Sammy.
see it and you're like, that's Cyrus Ramsey, and then you hear it. And it's
Yeah.
not Ramsey,
Check me
it's
out.
That's his
Ram
alter
Sammy.
ego.
Yeah, check me out. Follow me. Ask if you want to grab coffee at Rafiki's.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Grow some fucking balls.
That's it. That's the whole gist of this episode. Grow some fucking balls. Because
Yep.
we're all gonna die anyway.
We're all
Mhm.
done anyway. What a beautiful way to end. Cyrus Ramsamy, thank you for coming on Before the Money. This has been a splendid time. And also thank you for all your help with Anarchy over the last,
Pleasure's
couple of
been
weeks.
mine.
Both of you. Like, it's very good to share this with you guys.
Thank you for dripping me in anarchy. Like, wouldn't have it any other way. So
Yeah, cop
It's
cop
easy.
your fucking humanity capsule hoodie, please.
Yeah, get around it. Anarchylabel.com.
Do it for yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Check out V Black on Instagram, v.blvq. Check him out on Spotify. Electric Sugar is where we record this. Couldn't do it without you. Pizza has just arrived. Oh, what a sight.
See ya.
Thank you. This has been Before the Money, Cyrus. Fucking legend.
Fucked it up. They fucked it up.
Oh,
They
they
fucked
fucked
up
up
the
the
pizza.
order again.
How
I ordered
so?
an extra large. They gave me a free garlic bread. Did I order garlic bread? No. Want an extra large pizza.
No.
Try again.
Scott is pissed.
That's how it is. Domino's.
I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much.
No, lately you have been though. You've been getting very vocal recently.
What? A pizza, cigarettes, alcohol, weed. Leave me alone. That's it. One of them's fucked up.
Before the money, let's go. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.